A borderline streamer's fan count breaks 1 million. As promised, he performs a yogurt benefit live on stream. The performance is far too seductive and provocative, drawing filthy insults from haters. As both sides argue, the top donor suddenly drops 200,000 worth of gifts, demands that the stream end, and sends him a message. Sunlight, baby. Last night wasn't enough. By day, Shang-Chi is the aloof, high-ranking vice president of a luxury tattoo brand. Last year alone, he drove the company's stock up by 60%, cutting his own path with sheer ability and earning the deep respect of the staff. By night, he is an anonymous borderline streamer who never shows his face. He has hidden this identity flawlessly. Until one day, a strange number sends him photos from his live stream's fan the night before. Shang-Chi's heart tightens. Who is this person? His mood is already foul. And then a special assistant suddenly arrives unannounced. The secretary introduces him. His name is Wen Shuo. Shang-Chi's expression turns icy at once. So this is that rumored illegitimate son of Chairman Wen, he thinks. Looks like an idiot. Probably just a useless pretty pillow. Wen Shuo opens his mouth and says, "Hello, Vice President Sheng? Please take good care of me from now on." Shang-Chi nearly grinds his molars to dust. Inside, the secretary screams in panic. President Sheng hates being called vice president. This guy just stepped on the biggest landmine. Shang-Chi is certain Wen Shuo isn't here to be a simple assistant. More likely, those old men from the Wen family want him to hand over everything he built with his own hands to this so-called heir. Impossible. He raises a finger and points at the mud on Wen Shuo's shoes. An employee's appearance represents the company. Assistant Wen, clean your shoes. Otherwise, don't step into my office. The secretary awkwardly tries to comfort Wen Shuo, only to see him beam with admiration. As expected of Vice President Sheng, your presence is incredible, so handsome. The secretary is nearly blinded by his pure, starry-eyed expression. This is really the Wen family's only heir? He looks harmless enough to pet. Before leaving, the secretary kindly whispers, "Young Master Wen, remember this. President Sheng hates being called vice president. Never say that again, okay?" Wen Shuo nods obediently. After the secretary leaves, Wen Shuo's smile turns sly. He pulls out his phone and looks at the photo he sent earlier. President Sheng, Mr. Top Streamer. I know all your secrets. Why isn't this black-bellied guy replying yet? Furious at the provocation, he slams the desk repeatedly, his mind flashing with murderous thoughts. Grinding his teeth, he finally replies, "What do you want? How much money?" "I want to make a deal. I'll contact you again once I've decided the terms." Shang-Chi nearly explodes. He grabs the phone and orders his assistant, Xiao Song, to trace the number immediately. "Once you find them, sue for invasion of privacy and harassment." "Yes, sir." Outside the office, Wen Shuo leans against the door, hearing Shang-Chi's furious voice inside. Wow, he's really angry, Wen Shuo thinks. He knocks and walks in, asking politely, "President Sheng, what would you like me to help you with?" "Stand right there, don't move," Shang-Chi snaps. "Your shoes, are they clean?" "I cleaned them," Wen Shuo replies earnestly. "I borrowed disinfectant from the janitor." Shang-Chi stares at him like he's looking at an idiot. Disinfectant on genuine leather shoes? This man is supposed to be the most likely heir of the Wen family. Could he really be this stupid? Or is he pretending? Shang-Chi decides to test him. He deliberately spills his coffee onto the floor, an obvious provocation. Surely the guy will explode, and then he can just send him off to another department. Instead, Wen Shuo rushes over, crouches down in front of him, and gently grabs his hand. "I'll clean it. Did the coffee burn you?" The sudden touch makes Shang-Chi's face flush red. He yanks his hand back and flicks Wen Shuo on the forehead. "What's wrong with you? Who drinks hot Americano?" "I thought you were burned," Wen Shuo says, about to stand. "Who said you could get up?" Shang-Chi grabs his tie and pulls him closer. "Your first task, clean every inch of the floor at my feet." Wen Shuo obediently takes a cloth and starts wiping. Shang-Chi scoffs internally. "So patient. Let's see how long you last. You should know your place and leave sooner rather than later." After the floor is spotless, Shang-Chi points out the coffee stain on Wen Shuo's clothes and forbids him from getting close. Wen Shuo replies seriously, "Then I'll go ask the janitor for more disinfectant." Shang-Chi is speechless at his bizarre logic. A bespoke suit wiped with disinfectant. Can it still be worn? To keep him from embarrassing the company, Shang-Chi turns and goes into the lounge to find him a change of clothes. As he bends down, a portion of a tattoo on his lower back is exposed. Wen Shuo seizes the moment, quietly snaps a photo, and pockets his phone just before Shang-Chi turns around. He takes the clothes and changes. Afterward, Wen Shuo says frankly, "President Sheng, I feel like you don't like me. You can say it directly. I'll work to improve." Shang-Chi is surprised. His clothes fit the other man almost perfectly. Since Wen Shuo addressed it openly, Shang-Chi does the same. "Young Master Wen, if you want my position, why pretend to be my assistant? I earned this place step by step on my own. I'm not afraid of any background or threats." "You misunderstand," Wen Shuo says sincerely. "I truly came to learn from you. Everyone in the company sees your efforts. Your position is irreplaceable." Shang-Chi has nothing more to say. He turns toward his desk, only to have his wrist grabbed. "Let me prove it to you," Wen Shuo says quietly. "People like me aren't completely useless." The closeness makes cold sweat bead on Shang-Chi's back. His teeth chatter as he jerks his wrist free. "From now on, unless it's work, don't come near me." Wen Shuo feels the lingering warmth on his palm and reaches a conclusion. "So, Shang-Chi, your fear of physical contact still hasn't healed." That night, Shang-Chi receives a message from the top donor. They say they've sent him something fun. It's express delivery. The item arrives quickly. He opens the box. Inside is a silver-toned pearl bracelet. He tries it on his wrist. Not bad taste, he thinks. The top donor video calls him. Neither shows their face. Shang-Chi angles the camera at his wrist. "It fits, thanks." The top donor chuckles. "Sunlight, baby, you got it wrong. That's not for wearing on your wrist, it's for putting inside." What follows is deemed not suitable for review. We'll skip ahead. Under the donor's guidance, Shang-Chi does something the moderators wouldn't allow. The donor says irritably, "Imagine it's me with you." But in Shang-Chi's mind, Wen Shuo's face appears instead. "President Sheng?" Shang-Chi startles and mentally slaps the image away. That annoying face must have hovered around me too long today, he thinks. That's why I'm imagining him. Afterward, Shang-Chi asks if the donor needs anything else. The donor suddenly claims an emergency and hangs up. Staring at the ended call, Shang-Chi feels unexpectedly empty. The donor has sent him body photos. Strong, fit, considerate, with a pleasant voice. Even without knowing his face, developing something more doesn't seem so bad. Then Shang-Chi stiffens. He tosses the phone onto the bed and walks toward the bathroom. What is wrong with me today, he thinks, dwelling on such useless things? Under the shower, water streams down as Shang-Chi lowers his gaze. Lonely. He had made a decision long ago. He decided to devote himself solely to work and no longer get involved in romantic relationships. When he was young, he once fell for a yellow-haired boy. Unexpectedly, the boy liked him back and even confessed first. Shang-Chi was overjoyed at the time. But because of family issues, he didn't give an immediate answer and disappeared for a whole week. When he finally met the boy again a week later, the yellow-haired kid seemed like a completely different person. Furious, he accused Shang-Chi. "If you didn't like me, you could have just rejected me. Why did you have to hurt me together with someone else?" Shang-Chi didn't understand what he meant. He wanted to ask for an explanation, but the other party had already closed his heart to him. After that, the yellow-haired boy vanished from his life entirely, as if he had evaporated from the world. To this day, Shang-Chi still doesn't know what those words truly meant. So many years have passed. He can't even remember what that boy looked like anymore. Yet he himself has become someone who no longer dares to love anyone. Doctors diagnosed him with severe avoidant attachment disorder. He longs to form close relationships, yet resists intimacy. He desperately craves attention, yet is extremely insecure. Clearly, he doesn't dare to love anyone, and yet he exposes himself online, taking pleasure in arousing desire in strangers. Shang-Chi despises this side of himself. He thinks he's nothing short of a pervert. Not long after his mother became pregnant with him, his parents' relationship fell apart. All their love went to his brother, who was 2 years older than him. Just from the name Sheng Wei, you could tell how much they favored the older son. No matter how hard Shang-Chi studied, he never received even a shred of affection from his parents. Because of that, he hated his brother. Yet his brother adored him. Raised in the same household, Shang-Chi and Sheng Wei grew into completely opposite people. The older brother was kind and pure, free to pursue the research he loved. Shang-Chi, on the other hand, became twisted and conflicted. Out of spite, he abandoned the family company and went to work in the tattoo industry. Working day and night, he finally achieved a bit of success, only to collapse at work one day. Ironically, the person most concerned about him was the brother he disliked the most. The doctor said Shang-Chi fainted due to excessive mental stress and recommended exercise to relieve pressure. So Shang-Chi followed the advice and started working out in his spare time. By chance, he accidentally turned on a live stream while training. Watching the bullet comments praise and admire his body, Shang-Chi felt for the first time that a hole deep in his heart had been filled, just a little. He wanted their gazes to linger on him longer, to stay focused on him. That's how he became a faceless borderline streamer. One day, a user named Monas entered his stream and instantly became his top donor. According to the stream's rules, the top donor could obtain the streamer's private contact information. But with Shang-Chi's personality, he was too shy even to say thank you properly. Fortunately, the top donor was proactive and knew exactly how to keep boundaries. At first, the donor only shared bits of daily life. As they grew closer, he began sending photos taken from specific angles and hinting, "I miss you." While admiring the donor's impressive physique, Shang-Chi also realized this wasn't something normal friends would send. Maybe it was loneliness. Maybe it was pressure. Shang-Chi put on his battle outfit, took a photo, and sent it back. "I miss you too." If they were just strangers who would never meet, then perhaps he could let this turn into something special. That night, Shang-Chi received a call from his brother. "Xiaoxi, the microwave is shooting sparks everywhere. What should I do?" "Don't touch anything. Wait 3 minutes for me." Shang-Chi grabbed a jacket, threw it on, and sprinted to his brother's place. He flung the door open angrily. His brother was standing helplessly in front of the microwave, which was still smoking. Shang-Chi rushed over and yanked out the plug. Sheng Wei guiltily explained that he'd been working non-stop for 3 days on a new drug for the company, hadn't slept at all, and was starving. Before he could finish, he got a hard knock on the head. "Don't you know you can't put metal utensils in a microwave? Do you have zero common sense?" "I've never used one before," Sheng Wei muttered. Seeing how late it was and that he'd dragged his younger brother over, he said apologetically, "I'm the older brother. I should be taking care of you." Shang-Chi sighed and pushed him toward the couch. "Sit down. I'll make you something simple." Sheng Wei immediately smiled, touched. "Thanks, Xiaoxi." Shang-Chi carried a bowl of noodles into the living room and found his brother asleep on the sofa. Even though he complained inwardly about being a free babysitter again, he still set the bowl down and woke Sheng Wei to eat before sleeping. Half asleep, Sheng Wei mistook Shang-Chi for someone else. He clung to him and mumbled, "Baby, I'm so tired. Feed me." Shang-Chi roared, "What, baby?" "Sheng Wei, who are you calling baby? Are you dating someone?" Sheng Wei jolted awake. He remembered his baby telling him, "Brother Wei, our relationship can't be told to anyone." I'm not dating," he blurted. Shang-Chi gave him a look that said, "I knew it," pushed the bowl over and said, "Don't expect me to feed you. Eat it yourself." "I was overthinking it. Someone like you, a life skill zero robot who disappears into the lab. How could anyone want you?" Sheng Wei muttered softly, "Who says no one wants me?" Shang-Chi leaned closer. "What did you say? Speak up." "Nothing." Then Sheng Wei looked at the noodles and cheered, I haven't had Xiaoxi's cooking in so long. Still smells amazing. Yet Shengxi couldn't shake how pitiful that baby had sounded earlier. Remembering the hug and Shengxi's panicked reaction, Sheng Weiyi said cautiously, Xiaoxi, you still don't like physical contact, do you? I read in a book that this kind of symptom actually reflects the opposite desire. Deep down, you really want intimacy. That therapist Shengxi had was someone Sheng Weiyi hired behind his back. Shengxi couldn't be bothered to listen. He took the empty bowl to the kitchen and changed the subject. Go shower. You stink. Sheng Weiyi looked at his back. I don't stink. Out of the corner of his eye, he spotted the photo on the sofa, a picture of him and baby. In the next second, he lunged forward and sprawled over the sofa. Shengxi frowned. What are you doing? Nothing. I'm just tired. I'll sleep here. Whatever, Shengxi muttered, heading into the kitchen to wash dishes. Seizing the chance, Sheng Weiyi grabbed the photo and stuffed it into his shirt pocket, thinking smugly, my model is handsome. Elsewhere, Wen Shuo finished showering and walked out in a bathrobe. As soon as he entered the bedroom, his phone rang. It was a message from his assistant, a photo of his employee badge. He looks so dumb in this, Wen Shuo thought. He picked up another phone and looked at his chat history with Shengxi. Vice President Sheng, how long until you recognize me? Or do you still remember that boy who liked you, was left hanging, and then cruelly abandoned by you? Then his third phone lit up. Someone tagged him in a group chat. The group owner said, the rival fandom reported Sunlight stream again. Wen Shuo owns 3 phones, one for the innocent assistant persona, one for the mysterious troublemaker, and one for the top donor identity. Sometimes, even he mixes them up. For example, this very day, Shengxi received a message from the top donor. President Sheng, the documents have already been placed in your office. However, Shengxi started filling in the blanks on his own. He assumed the other party was simply playing along with some kind of role play. The documents probably referred to certain props. Wen Shuo, who had been worried about exposing himself, saw Shengxi suddenly blush and instantly relaxed. He patted his own chest in relief, silently reminding himself to be more careful next time. A boy's sincere confession was met with humiliation. Years later, he tracked down the person he once confessed to, determined to make him pay for the past. Fans began reporting that the Huajie Superior yogurt exposure was borderline inappropriate. Moreover, Daylight had never officially endorsed Yu Yang, so using his image was clearly an attempt to ride on popularity. After seeing the reasons circulating in the fan group, Wen Shuo immediately called his assistant. 200 million, he said coldly. Tell Yu Yang's brand side to sign a business cooperation with Daylight. No face reveal. Livestream only. After that, he posted an announcement in the group. All brand appearances in Daylight's livestream are officially authorized. An announcement will be made in a few days. Before that, everyone keep a low profile. Don't spread anything. The fans trusted the top supporter completely. Once everything was settled, Wen Shuo leaned back, irritation creeping in. Isn't Shengxi being heard exactly what I wanted? Then why am I helping him clean up this mess? His head began to ache again. He reached into the bedside drawer, took out the prepared medication, swallowed a few pills, and lay back on the bed, enduring the pain. Shengxi still owes me, he thought. When does he plan on paying it back? That night, he dreamed again of that unbearable memory from his youth. He had been stripped naked by several boys, their laughter ringing relentlessly in his ears. Back then, he never understood why Shengxi had done that to him. He never saw Shengxi's face clearly, but he saw the tattoo on his lower back. Wen Shuo jolted awake, drenched in cold sweat. He had been tormented by the past for years. It was time for Shengxi to compensate him. So, using the identity of a mysterious person, he sent Shengxi a message outlining a deal. I want you to withdraw Wen Shi. Otherwise, I'll publicly expose your most shameful secret at the company. Shengxi replied without hesitation. Impossible. The mysterious person quickly followed up. Then let's change the deal. As long as Vice President Sheng agrees to play a few little games with me. Once I get bored, I'll stop threatening you. Shang-Chi knew instinctively this was nothing good. Before he could type his refusal, Wen Shuo, hiding at a corner on the first floor watching him, sent another message. If you refuse again, I'll immediately reveal Daylight's true identity on the giant screen in Wen Corporation's lobby. Shang-Chi had just entered the company. He instinctively looked at the massive screen beside him. Advertisements were playing normally. So that's all, he thought. Then another message arrived. These games are simple. 1 month will be enough. With Vice President Sheng's abilities, I'm sure you can find a way to deal with me within a month. Shang-Chi was still typing his reply when the screen suddenly flickered with a sharp buzz. His heart sank. Just a coincidence, he told himself. But after seeing the next message, he could no longer stay calm. Now you believe me, don't you? If you don't want to be exposed, go to the front desk now and pick up the package I left for you. Use what's inside properly. Let's begin our first game. Shang-Chi went to the front desk to retrieve the package. His instincts screamed that whatever was inside was trouble. He locked himself into a bathroom stall and opened it. His face flushed crimson instantly. Teeth clenched, he shoved the box away, then walked toward the elevator as if nothing had happened. 2 department heads greeted him and quickly stepped aside, letting him go first. At this moment, Shang-Chi looked like he might kill someone. The moment the elevator doors closed, he collapsed against the handrail, panting heavily. His legs wouldn't stop trembling. No one noticed. Right? The faint buzzing sensation from inside his body made him hug his arms tightly. He couldn't understand why that man wanted him to put it in now. In a quiet, enclosed space like this, every sensation felt amplified. It's fine, he told himself. I'll find that bastard and end this nightmare. He forced himself to calm down and started analyzing. It has to be someone from the Wen family. But there are so many factions. Who could it be? Before he could think further, a sudden surge made his legs give out. He dropped to his knees just as the elevator doors opened. His falling body was caught by someone who had been waiting outside. Wen Shuo wrapped an arm around him and asked deliberately, President Sheng, why is your face so red? You're burning up. Are you sick? Should I take you to the hospital? Shang-Chi was dizzy from the torment. It took him a moment to react. Then he shoved Wen Shuo away fiercely. Don't touch me! Seeing him about to fall backward, Wen Shuo quickly hooked an arm around his waist. Their bodies pressed together tightly. A glint flashed in Wen Shuo's eyes. President Sheng? Are you standing at attention? Shang-Chi was mortified beyond words. Why now of all times? Shang-Chi was already too embarrassed to speak. To make things worse, the elevator malfunctioned. With a loud clang, it came to a complete stop. They were trapped. Wen Shuo still stood protectively close. President Sheng, he said softly, I'm really looking forward to seeing how much longer you can hold on. Shang-Chi snapped, both furious and ashamed, ordering him to let go. Wen Shuo immediately released him and apologized obediently. If you keep ignoring what I say, Shang-Chi warned coldly, I'll submit your transfer request to H2 today. He walked past Wen Shuo, who nodded repeatedly, and pressed the elevator buttons. No response. Even worse, there was no signal. Wen Shuo checked his phone. Mine too. Shang-Chi felt a wave of irritation. Of all times for it to stop. He couldn't exactly take the thing out with someone else right here. But this guy looks clueless, he thought. He probably hasn't noticed anything. Then Wen Shuo spoke with that honest face. President Sheng, maybe you should take care of your physical condition first. If the staff come to rescue us later, it'll be even more awkward. Shang-Chi thought it made sense. He glanced back, then suddenly grabbed Wen Shuo's tie. Wen Shuo was thrilled, already preparing to help, only to realize Shang-Chi merely used him as a shield, positioning him to block the camera. Turn around, Shang-Chi ordered. Don't look. Wen Shuo turned, displeased. Behind him, Shang-Chi began handling himself. Listening to the strained breathing behind him, Wen Shuo refused to just stand there uselessly. He slipped a hand into his pocket and tapped the control on his phone, increasing the intensity. Shang-Chi's body jolted violently. His legs gave out, and he collapsed to the floor. When he looked up again, His eyes were glassy with tears, lips damp, face burning red. The next second, Wen Shuo rushed over in his usual good guy act, helping him up. How about, I help you, President Sheng?